Grace and peace, my brothers and sisters. Grace and peace. My name is Brother Yehuda, and today's topic is the creation. God forms the sun, moon, stars. Now, we in the book of moving right along in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14 through 19. And I will read. And God said, "Let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let there be for a sign, and for seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for light in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14 through 19. Now, this is the history of the fourth day's work, the creating of the sun, moon, and stars, which are here accounting for, not as they are in themselves and in their own nature to satisfy the curious, but as they are in relation to this earth, to which they serve as light, and this is enough to furnish us with matter for praise and thanksgiving. Now, holy Job mentioned this as an instant of the glorious power of God, that by the Spirit he had garnished the heavens. We're going to go in the book of Job, chapter 26, verse 13. But his Spirit had garnished the heavens. His hands had formed the crooked serpent. That's in the book of Job, chapter 26, verse 13. Now here we have an account of that garniture, which is not only so much the beauty of the upper world, but so much the blessing of this lower. For though heaven is high, yet has it respect to this earth, and therefore should have respect from it. Now, of the creation of the light of heaven, we have an account. Now, in general, in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15, and God said, "Let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for a sign, and for a season, and for days and years, and let them be for light in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Now, where we have the command given concerning them, "Let there be light in the firmament of heaven," God had said, "Let there be light." In the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 3, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 3. Now there was light, but this was as it were a chaos of light, scattered and confused. Now it was collected and molded and made into several luminaries, and so rendered both more glorious and more serviceable. Now God is the God of order and not of confusion. And as God is light, so God is the Father and former of light. Now those lights were to be in the firmament of heaven, that vast expanse which discloses the earth, and is conspicuous to all, for no man, when he has lighted a candle, put it under the bushel, but on a candlestick. Now we're going to go in the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 16. "No man, when he has lighted a candle, covereth it with a vessel, or put it under a bed, but set it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light." That's in the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 16. Now a stately golden candlestick, the firmament of heaven is, from which these candles give light to all that are in the house. Now the firmament itself is spoken of as having a brightness of its own. We're going to go in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. That's in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 3. Now this was not sufficient to give light to the earth, and perhaps for this reason it is not expressly said of the second day's work, in which the firmament was made, that it was good, because until it was adorned with these lights on the fourth day, it had not become serviceable to men. Now the use they were intended to be of to this earth, now they must be for the distinction of time, of day and night, summer and winter, which are interchanged by the motion of the sun, whose rising makes day, his setting night, his approach towards our tropic summer, his recess to the other winter. And thus, under the sun, there is a season to every purpose. We're going to go in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 11. He had made everything be beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their hearts, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. That's in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 11. Now they must be for the direction of action. They are for signs of the change of weather, that the husbandman may order his affairs with discretion, foreseeing by the face of the sky when second causes have begun to work, whether it will be fair or foul. We're going to go in the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 2 and 3. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? That's in the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 2 and 3. Now they do also give light upon the earth, that we may walk. We're going to go in the book of John, chapter 11, verse 9. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seizeth the light of this world and work. That's in the book of John, chapter 11, verse 9. Now we're going to go in the book of John, chapter 9, verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me. While it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. That's in the book of John, chapter 9, verse 4. Now, according as the duty of every day requires, now the light of heaven do not shine for themselves, nor for the world of spirits above, who needs them not, but they shine for us, for our pleasure and advantage. Lord, what is man that he should be regarded? We're going to go in the book of Psalm, chapter 8, verse 3 and 4. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy finger, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him? And the Son of Man that thou visiteth him. That's in the book of Psalm, chapter 8, verse 3 and 4. Now, how ungrateful and inexcusable are we if when God has set up these lights for us to work by, we sleep or play or trifle away the time of business and neglect the great work we were sent into the world to do. Now the lights of heaven are made to serve us, and they do it faithfully and shine in our season, in their seasons, without fail. But we are set as light in this world to serve God. And do we, in like manner, answer the end of our creation? No, we do not. Our light does not shine before God as God's light shine before us. Let's go in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an high hill, I'm sorry. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. That's in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. Now we burn our master's candles, but do not mind our master's work. Now, in particular, we're going to go in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16 through 18. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16 through 18. Now let's observe the light of the heavens are the sun, moon, and stars, and all these are the work of God's hands. Now the sun is the greatest light of all, more than 1,000,000 times greater than the earth, and the most glorious and useful of the lamps of heavens, a noble instant of the Creator's wisdom, power, and goodness, and an invaluable blessing to the creatures of this lower world. Let us learn from the book of Psalm, chapter 19, verse 1 through 6. To the chief magicians of Psalm of David, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their lines is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And there has he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoicing as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heavens, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. That's in the book of Psalm, chapter 19, verse 1 through 6. Now, how to give unto God the glory due unto his name, as the maker of the sun. Now the moon is a less light, and yet is here reckoned one of the greater lights, because though in regards to its magnitude and borrowed light it is inferior to many of the stars, yet by virtue of its office as ruler of the night, and in respect of its usefulness to the earth, it is more excellent than they. Now those are most valuable that are most serviceable, and those are the greater light, not that have the best gifts, but that humbly and faithfully do the most good with them. Whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. We're going to go in the book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. That's in the book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 26. Now God has, which are here spoken of as they appear to vulgar eyes, without distinguishing between the planets and the fixed stars, or according accounting for their numbers. Nature placed magnitude, motions, or influences for the scriptures were written, not to gratify our curiosity and make us astronomers, but to lead us to God and make us saints. Now these lights are said to rule. We're going to go in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16 and 18. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. That's in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16 and 18. Now that they have a supreme dominion as God has, but they are deputies, governors, rulers under God. Now here, the less light, the moon, is said to rule the night, but in Psalm, let's go into Psalm chapter 136, chapter 9. The moon and stars to rule by night, for his mercy endureth forever. That's in the book of Psalm chapter 136, verse 9. Now the stars are mentioned as sharers in the government, the moon and stars to rule by night. Now no more is meant that they give light. We're going to go in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 35. Thus say the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. That's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 35. Now the best and most honorable way of ruling is by giving light and doing good. Those command respect that live a useful life, and so shine as light. Now let's all learn from this the sin and folly of that ancient idolatry, the worship of the sun, moon, and stars, which some think took rise, or a countenance at least, from some broken traditions in the system of society or government controlled by men. Now age concerning the rule and dominion of the light of heavens, but the account here gives of them plainly shows that they are both God's creatures and man's servants, and therefore it is both a great affront to God and a great reproach to ourselves to make deities of them and give them divine honor. Now let's see in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 19. And lest thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heavens, should be driven to worship them and serve them, and which the Lord thy God has divided unto all nations under the whole heavens. Now that's in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 19. Now the duty and wisdom of daily worshiping that God who made all these things are made them to be that to us which they are now the resolution of the day and night, oblige us to offer the solemn sacrifice of prayer and praise every morning and evening to God our Father in Jesus' name. So now there's no honoring these stars and moons and suns and stones and all this other stuff people be getting involved with. That's not the worship. God don't want you to do that. All the honor goes to the Heavenly Father. Now that concludes this segment of Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 and 19. I say grace and peace to you, my brothers and sisters. Have a blessed day. I love you, my brothers and sisters. Have a blessed day.